So for the site analysis, we have to set up the site criteria for our site, like the location. The site is located in the Sasaram municipality, that is 8 kilometers from the town, and this site is located adjacent to the GT Road highway, which provides accessibility to the site. And this site comes under the industrial zone according to Sasaram 2030 master plan. You can see it's Bihar state, and in this Bihar state we have Rohtas district. Here is the location, and this is the Sasaram municipality. And you can see in the Google map, like this is the Sasaram town, and this is the site. Between this we have Kaimur Hills. I will come to the neighborhood context. So we have very good neighborhood, like the eastern of the east side lies on the Diheri town, on the bank of the Son River and the Suhara airstrip. In the southeast of the site lies Indrapuri Dam on the Son River. The west side lies on the Tarachandi temple, which is one of the landmark in this area. And the town, this is the Tarachandi temple, this one. And in the north lies Narayan Medical College, which is recently developed college and hospital. And the south of the site adjacent to the GT Road highway. The surrounding is by numbers of villages around it. Like we have numbers of villages around the site: Faisalpur, Madanipur, Dhaur, Rudrapura. These are the villages around the site. This is the airstrip we are talking about, and this is the Dehri zone. Then we will talk about the accessibility. The site is accessible from all the four sides of the road. The site is directly accessible from this GT Road highway, which go and connected to the old GT Road at Suara, and we have the railway station is also here. Like Sasaram station is the major railway station here, and here we have Karmandia railway station here, which is very near to site, and Dehri railway station also here. So this site is very like highly accessible. We have direct access from highway. Railway stations are nearby, and the airstrip is here, which is not functioning right now. I will come to the utility. The site is surrounded by Son River from the southeast, which is major source of water and irrigation in the area. This is the Son River. We have water can be provided directly, and we have dam here also to facilitate this. And we have in the north we have canal system also. This little far from here, but just from the site, from 5 to 6 kilometers away, we have canals. So water can reach there. Since the site is lies adjacent to GT Road highway, therefore there is proper accessibility to the site uh, to bring utilities on the site. Narayan Medical College and Hospital proximity to the site. Then come to the topography of the site. The site is the plane with a contour difference of 2 meters, and it's not consistent slope. Instead, it's like depression and bumps on the site. And like we can see that site lies here. This area is almost plain, but these are the Kaimur Hills, which is just ending here. So this is also the one of the major like important things I have chosen this site. Now we'll come to the site analysis. Like total area of the site is like 368.5 acres, and the highway width is 30 meters. Contour is not the even slope. Then we can see the even in this big site, we have several maximum contour difference is uh, 3 meters. We can see here, and this there is proper accessibility. This is the highway going from the front of site, and this is the local road which is going along the site to the nearby villages. Now we'll come to the site history. Then first is agricultural history. So in agricultural history, like the soil was not so fertile before the construction of Indrapuri Dam, this which was constructed in 1968 and on the Son River. Since it is the part of Kaimur Hills, the soil is considered as gravel and sand. After the inauguration of Indrapuri Dam, the irrigation system of the area developed and presently the soil is now fertile enough to grow vegetables and amount of rabi crops. Actually, in this site, it is type of barren because the soil was gravel soil and we can't grow any crops here. And after this in Puri Dam constructed, we can grow because it provides water supply irrigation, and we can have some nowadays we can have some crops, rabi crops, but still we can't have kharif crops like rice in this area because the water holding capacity of the soil is very low, and the rice needs lots of water to grow. Then we'll come to the architectural history. So the site is untouched from any type of construction, while in the North Narayan Hospital Medical College has been constructed, and the site is surrounded by villages around it. The major architectural icon around the site is like Tara Chandi Temple and the Shersa Suri tomb. These are the architectural examples. The Shersa Suri, it comes under the World Heritage site also. Now we'll come to the climatic analysis of the site. So Bihar is constituent climate of four distinct seasons. That is, like from the north part, state experience the cooler compared to the southern part due to the nearness of the Himalayas, and eastern part experience humid climate due to the nearness to the Himalayan, while the western parts are comparatively dry due to the continental effect. Hence, the climate of the Bihar is so called modified monsoon climate, we can say. And the factor affecting climate is location, located in the tropical and subtropical zone. The temperature lies between 22 to 27 degree latitude. Sorry, not temperature, it's a latitude. And distance from the Himalaya also affect the climate. It's located in the northern side of the state, makes significant bearing of the distribution of monsoon rainfall. And seasons since we have cold weather season, that is December to February, hot weather season March to May, southwest monsoon June to September, and then retreating southwest monsoon October to November. Then we come to the soil. So we have lots numbers of soil types in Bihar, but our site typically have the Balthar soil, which is in Kaimur area. That is the hill we have talked about. It's the Kaimur hill, called the Kaimur hill, and this is sandy, siliceous, and yellow soils. And we also call it Karal in local language. And Balthar soil is like less fertile and water absorption capacity. The major crops we can grow is like maize, jowar, bajra, and grams. It's like rabi crops we can grow. It is found in Kaimur Plateau and Rajmahal Hills narrow belt. Then we'll come to the sun and wind direction. So western wind, we have major winds like eastern and western wind. This says the more than 60% of the wind, like western wind, 40% of the winds we will find the western wind, and remaining 40% we can have this eastern winds. So like western winds is responsible for summer. This western winds are responsible for summer and duration is approximately for 4 months from June to September, we can say. And this eastern wind is responsible for winters during this approximately 8 months. It includes winter, spring, and monsoon also. From October to May, it lies. And these are the morning and evening sun, we can say. Now the contour analysis will come to. The site is like almost plain. This the contour difference is 3 meters, but around the site is Camrui slice and the southwest is Son River flows and finally meets the Ganga River. The contour can see like in section also we can see that there is not lot difference in contour. Like we have not proper slope because we have bumps and depressions on the ground we can see here. So this is like also a good give good flexibility in design. So almost plain type of land we can say. I will come to the noise analysis. The major noise source is the highway. The south side of the site is facing the highway, so that the south sides will be very noise prominent and vehicular noise from the highway. And next thing, pollution. The same highway is also responsible for pollution in this area, truck pollution and vehicular pollution, and due to heavy traffic on the highway. And for solution of noise and pollution in the highway is like planting the trees and making a buffer along the highway. I think it's a good solution for this site, particular site. Now it come to next thing, site features. Site features are vegetations. Like since the site is situated in the village, the primary activity is agriculture and local grows vegetables and paddy during monsoon. That is also not so prominent. Vegetables is the major things the locals grows here. And we will come to the SWOT analysis. The site is highly accessible and easy to bring utilities to the site. The bearing capacity of the soil is good, uh, good, and the site is not flood-prone area due to Son River. And the weaknesses of the site is like the soil is very less fertile in compared to northern soil, and the vehicular noise from the highway is also a weakness. And the water holding capacity of soil is very low. Since there is no agricultural college nearby, these are the opportunities I found it. Since there is no agricultural college nearby, so an agricultural college will boom the agricultural infrastructure in the area socially, economically, and architecturally. And threat is like it may have negative impact on farmer or growing vegetables in this area. Now, according to site, now according to site analysis, uh, these are the zonings I have arrived to. Uh, I will say this thing, the buffer zone should be provided in the site. The best place for administration block is the southwest for the site and the near to the entry gate because admin needs the direct accessibility from the main entry gate and must be near to the academics. The best place for field labs in the nearest because like this area contain more vegetation and fishing ponds also. Some of the fishing ponds also are there. The vegetation will also slow down the harsh eastern wind in the winter. And next thing, the proper place for like recreational activities in the north because it holds more informal activities and should be approximately proximity to the hostel and academics. And the place for the academic activities should be the central zone for the activities and field application area, hostel administration. And for hostel the staff quarters, and this should be northeastern part of the site. Now we will come to the concept. So the concept is my idea was simple things like multi-centric core, like we have seen in Baldwin University, Ibrahim Baldwin in case study. So, like they have also uh, they have monocentric cores. In another college they have mono, and in Baldwin they have multicentric cores. So we can. So the main idea is to design the campus with multiple core instead of single core. Each core is architecturally different and in itself and will be functionally connected with each other. This are like concept sketches how I wanted to assign the places. The second thing is the campus should be very purely pedestrian and cycle friendly. Vehicles should be parked at the main end parking, and we can see like idea was like when we enter here, so we have facility for parking and vehicle parking, and we can take cycle and go to the other spaces. This there should be an admin block. It is connected to direct parking station, and this road goes to the academic accommodation, then recreation, then field apps. Now the inspirations, I have some inspirations from the Sirsa Suri tomb. Like during the Suri Empire, the Sasaram was the capital town of the empire, and it was the center of power for the Suri Empire. So for an administration building, I have took inspiration from this. Like it symbolized the power for this, and I wanted to follow the landscape of the uh, Sirsa Suri tomb, which is like located in and constructed in the center of the lake. So I wanted to like have instead of lake, I wanted to have forest buffer, and at the center, admin block like that. And second thing for academics obligation, like in our areas we have some worship uh, takes place like during full moon day we have some Purnima, and that day some worship happens and all the activities like in our culture also it is believed that a student's life is also a worship, and the worship done near a Havan Kund that we call Havan Kund. So that I have took inspiration from that. Like the Kund is the center of the academic core, and it will be the multi-purpose space, including open air theater for small functions and all. It should not be like very big things. So this we can see that like central Kund we have provided with green spaces here, and the road and these academic activities are going around it. And these are the some sketches how should be the spaces around the Kund and between the academic departments. Then for auditorium, like I thought in with auditorium we can't do much in sitting arrangement and all because we have lots of standards to be followed. But we can play with this roof of auditorium. Like what I thought of giving the shape of Kaimur Hills, which is the landmark, and this a tourist attraction place in this area. So that will be very nice. So I wanted to have roof like this. Some tried of some sketches. Now we'll come to the suitability analysis. So we'll see the site suitability criteria which set up for residential zone is elevation, distance from the road and view. So according to that, this is highly suitable for residential. This is comparatively low, and this is very low suitable, least suitable for residential. And for academics, the criteria is elevation, distance from the road, and vacant land suitable for crops. So, like you can see that this central area is highly suitable for academics, and so on. We can have very least suitable area in because there are forests, so you can't cut down forest and make academic buildings there. For recreational spaces, so like these area are the highly suitable spaces, and least suitable are these areas for recreational according to these criteria. And for field labs, this is uh, so this central area is highly suitable for field labs, and this corner around the forest, and like almost all the areas are suitable for the field labs we can have. And according to all this suitability analysis, so this is the final zoning what should be provided where. Like in this area we should have residential, then academics in center, then recreational in this area, then adjacent to the recreational you should have field labs because this is the farmland here, which are suitable based on suitability analysis. Now we'll come to the planning principles. For that we have I have set some planning principles to guide my design. Like accessibility, all the spaces in the campus must be easily accessible for every age group, and there should not be any difficulties for any type of traffic, that is pedestrian, cyclist, and vehicular traffic, anyone. In order to achieve this, the road must be designed in considering three types of traffic and movement. Like what the idea is to like if to provide cycle track, pedestrian, then one lane of cycle track, then road, and it is followed by the other side also. So this will provide separate accessibility path for all types of traffic, and which is not be disturbed by each other. And flexibility of a spaces. Second thing, the learning spaces in the campus should be extended beyond the classroom. What I thought and what I think and what I studied in previous case studies, they have also done that. Outdoor interaction and learning spaces to be designed in the way that the learning should not be limited to closed boundary walls and classrooms. In order to achieve this social interaction, space are highly flexible and to accommodate these uh, types of activities. And sustainability, this is like one of the major things for a campus, such a huge campus we can say. Buildings and campus should be economically and socially and environmentally sustainable. This can be achieved by using red rock brick, like for construction, red brick, and stones which are locally available building materials, which will reduce the embodied energy also, and the further effect on environment also. Buildings should be designed in such a way that it will be regulate the energy flow in the building, and will lead to reduce the energy consumption, like electricity consumption. So this all has been incorporated. These are some design development sketches. We have lots more sketches, but like for an idea, we can see this how the design approach has been done. Now we'll come to the master plan, the main things for this project. So this is like from this is the highway, and from the highway, what I thought like from the highway, buses come, and this one is the bus stop. Like bus will come here, drop the student, and go this way, pick the student, and go again. So this is the major like traffic flow at the gate of the uh, like campus. Then we'll go inside. From here, like this is the main road, in the campus, which leads to the administration block here, which is just in front of this road. So before that, we have, like as told in the concept, like here we have a cycle cycle parking and cycle area, and we have vehicular parking here. Okay, vehicular parking here. This is the parking, and at the right side, it's a farmland, and we have tree buffer along the roadside, like which is necessary to keep the campus green. And like we have harsh summer here, so we can't like summer is very harsh that like we can't walk even 1 kilometer in open sun. It's like burn your skin. So we have to have vegetation and green areas and shades along the road, because we are making this pedestrian friendly campus. So we should have that. And then at the left we have, this is the performance theater. Like instead of developing this uh, OAT, or will not be working in this particular site because very a composite type of climate. So we have like performance theater. We will go to the design detail in the later. Now from here we have, this is the recreational area, and we can see this is the indoor sports uh, uh, building, and these are the recreational cricket ground, football ground, hockey ground, basketball, volleyball, everything we have. And we have sitting arrangements for all these things. Due to climate, we have to have sitting arrangements, like otherwise it won't be working here. And next, this is the shortcut for this, and the main reason for providing this thing recreational also, because in campus we have lots of uh, off-campus activities, like students or stakeholders from the other areas outside the campus come here and have recreational activities, and they can go directly. They need not to go in the academics or hostel area or field labs. Whatever they need, they come here and all. Then we'll come to the administration block. This is the administration block and the parking for this. The parking is also provided alongside the road, and this area is whole academic area is surrounded by road, and we have like different entries for the academic areas. Like from here we can have entry, we can come park our vehicle here and we enter to the department. Similarly from here also we have entry. This is the library, and we can park our vehicle and go to the academic kund. This is the kund I was talking about in concept, and it will fill of water, and same works here also. And from here, just adjacent to the academic, we have field labs. Field labs, like this one is the main central laboratory. Instead, we have a small lab in the departments also, and the one central laboratory which is like facilitated by equipment shed here, and then greenhouse, and the field experiment laboratory. And this area is like for the people who is come for workshops and local farmers for training ground. It is the mainly training ground, and this one is the forest located near to the to this. And as a whole, you can see that this the whole is the farmland and forest, and lab is located here. And this is the robotics laboratory I wanted to have in this my campus. Like technologies are getting advanced day by day, From here, we can control all the irrigation facilities and all the robotic things in the whole field at sitting at one place. Now from here we will come to this one. This is the outdoor study space and interaction spaces provided between the accommodation and academics. Like apart from this, we have already lots of spaces here, outdoor spaces we can have, and this is especially designed spaces we will see later in the sketches. And this is given to like facilitate the like classroom study outside the classroom is very important in this type of colleges, and studying environment is very necessary, and this is the very one of the most important part of this. And here now we'll come to the accommodation. So from here administration block will come left and go to the administration block. So this one is the canteen facility, which is very near to the academics and hostel block also. And hostel block consists of some blocks, buildings, and all the hostel blocks have their own green areas. Like uh, climate allows here these green areas. We have harsh winter and harsh summer also. So we should have tree buffer to stop the winter winds and some cold places, natural cold places around the any accommodating place. Like it's the type of vernacular architecture followed by Bihar here. These are the elements of vernacular, like people build a house and around house they plant tree, at least one tree they plant always. And for the whole hostel we have central mess facilities. For the whole hostel it has been given. Instead of giving single all the hostels mess facilities, they have given central mess facilities. I want the students to be interactive and all. And from here we have the faculty quarters I have provided. Faculty quarters, this like has been designed for 2500 uh, students including faculties. And we should have lots of like faculty quarters also. These are the high rise buildings, almost 5 floors each building, G+4. And for the faculties we have uh, children also, their families also. So we have a small parks, we call it a children park here, has been provided. Now I will come to the lake thing. From here we will come to the lake. So lake is provided here because this area is of very low, comparatively low elevation. It's since suppose this area is at 3 meter contour difference, this area is 0. So there is 3 meter difference from here to here. So I have given this lake for water harvesting thing. And this is the waterfront area. It will make a very nice landscape in the campus. It's waterfront area. This diameter of this lake is 1 kilometer, so can work as a jogging track also. Like I have walked 1 kilometer, I have run 1 kilometer, like that. It will be very interesting space and directly accessible from the recreational, like students, people playing here. Suddenly they want chill after playing cricket or basketball, body heat up, they want chill. Where should they go? They will go to the waterfront and they can have uh, a relaxing time here. It's good for health also. And this one is the forest, existing forest. So it has been like kept untouched here. Okay, and these are the some group of trees. It's like we call it bagicha. In Bihar, people love to have spend their times in like open, interacting with people in bagichas. Like even in summer, people gather there in bagicha and have some talks and all. They spend time there. So I have provided like because like farmers and all locals will be working here, and suppose they are working in this area and they want some rest. So they should not walk to this area or they should not walk to forest or here. They can just come here and relax there. So this spaces has been like given to the every area of the campus. Now we'll come to the master plan highlights. Like I have already told you, I have divided into the zones, multicentric campus. So first zone is recreational zone, just beside the road. Second zone is academic zone, then field lab. Then after that we have residential zone, which includes the student housing and the faculty housing. Next thing is circulation. Circulation pattern. So I have shown this two type of circulation. One is cycle circulation in blue. We can see this is cycle circulation and red is vehicle circulation. So here is what like we have different circulation. Like almost every spaces is accessible with vehicles and cycles. And we have several different spots of like parking and cycle spots. So that is also given to avoid any type of confusion. Okay, like we have to take cycles from here and we have to return here. No need to do that. Like we can take cycle here, and if you want to go to the academics here, so we can take our cycle to here and we can leave it here. And from here, like if you want to go take another cycle from here and go there, it's not necessary to take one cycle and take care of it. Next thing is circulation hierarchy. Like I have given the hierarchical circulation. Like one is the type 1 road, and second is the type 2 road, third is the pathway. So type 1 road, this road one, type 1 is road is like main road which vehicular accessibility is high. Type 1 road, like if we can say that type 1 road is like we have pedestrian pathways, cycle track, then vehicular, then divider, then vehicular access from other side, then again cycle and pedestrian footpath. And type 2 road is also the same, but the width of the road is decreased because like we don't want the like heavy vehicles to these narrow roads. So that I have provided this type of type 1, type 2 roads. And pathways are like always important in campus. Like these are generally, yeah, self-developed pathways. People go around the campus, move around the campus, and they can develop. So I have done that also. Okay, how people movement can occur and pathway can be developed around the campus. These are the pathways here. Next thing is green infrastructure in the campus. So we say that campus is like green, very green. We can say that like we have provided almost all the green areas around all the built spaces. We have many green spaces, and it is like specific regions also. Like suppose here it's an academic block, department block. So what we can see that we have south sunlight here and east. So this type of vegetation, arrangement of vegetation will provide, like we can plant deciduous tree here, so that like in summer this deciduous trees are very dense, and they can stop the south sunlight to enter the building, and it can't get warm light inside the building. And in the winter season all the leaves set down, and we can receive the abundance of sunlight in the winter also. So this has been done in that way around the departments. And this, like already told you, this is the area for outer studying spaces. This is the lake recreational area, this is the forest buffer provided, and this one is like children park, we have talked about in master plan already. These are some campus spaces like accommodation, like how they are located. Accommodation is this area compared to all this campus area. Then academics is this one, and athletics is here in this other spaces. Like the campus has been like distributed in such a way that all the zones are independent and are connected to each other to make it uniform campus, yeah, make a campus as a unit. And the independency of the interconnectivity of the all the spaces each other makes the campus whole a unique thing. This I have like tried to do this. And this is the campus sections, like we can say that campus sections, a section cuts through the main road, like we can say that section B, sorry, this section cuts through the main road, admin block and academic kund here. And faculty's accommodation ending at the children park. Okay, and this like ground, sorry, it cuts through the sports ground, performance theater, admin block along with the department block. And say this, where is that? And we can say that this is the 5 minutes walking distance from the like this point to this point, all this 10 minutes walking distance from here to here. So we have like very long campus to walk, that is like very nice good thing. And these sections also shows the same things, which cuts through the lake, academic block, kund, greenhouse, existing forest. These are the existing forest, this is the academic, this one is the lake, academic blocks, and some admin, sorry, this is the housing blocks and these are the academic blocks, blue one. And this is the greenhouse, we can see.